Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, back to give you a preview of some of the projects that have come into my shop that I'll be working on this week, and ones that you can expect to see some videos on. And if you see me previewing a video or a reel that has come into my shop and I don't plan to do a video on and you'd like to see it, well, please let me know, and I'll see if I can work that into my filming schedule. So thanks to all that are watching. Thank you all for your comments and input in terms of the videos that you would like to see and how you feel about the videos that have been done. I really do appreciate the feedback, and I look forward to doing these videos coming up. So if you like what you see, I'm going to ask you to subscribe right up front. Please hit the notification button if you do subscribe. That way you won't miss any of the episodes that I post, and I do try to post frequently. So please stay tuned, stay watching, and if you see one of these that again has an interest to you, or if you have one that you don't see, like the reel that's shown below here, and you're struggling or you want to see how it's done, and if I happen to have one in the shop, I'll be happy to do it for you. So that kind of leads off with what the first one is. This one is a 1950s reel. This is an Ocean City 940. I had a request on the 940. It came in from a viewer, and the viewer said, can you find me the schematic? Well, I was able to locate the schematic. The schematic is available actually if you're a member of ORCA, the Old Reel Collectors Association. Well, you can get the schematic there. And they asked me about the 940. It's a beautiful reel. Happens to have a Penn handle on it. I'm not quite sure the mounting on that one, but at any rate, it's a beautiful reel. I'm going to take apart the reel. I will show you how it's made, show you how to service it if you have one of these, and we'll make a video of it to help that person out. So that's one of the ones that came into my shop. And then we have a couple that are continuing projects. I know I've mentioned from time to time that I have about 30 Jigmasters that I'm working through. This is just one of them, but I will be continuing on that Jigmaster project. This one's kind of interesting in a lot of regards. This is a Jigmaster, but it's got a Surfmaster side plate on it, the Surfmaster 250. And the Surfmaster 250 was actually introduced before the Jigmaster. It has the lower gear ratio. So when the Jigmaster came out, it had a higher gear ratio. That was the improvement to those. This one's got some kind of a bearing knock going on in it. Makes sense. It's a pretty old reel. But you can interchange the parts between the Penn 250 and the Penn 500 from a frame standpoint and from a side plate standpoint. The gears will not change because of the different sizes in those two gears. All right, so let's get started then. The first one that came in from a fellow in Ohio, and this one is a Pflueger Akron. They bought it because, well, Akron and Akron, Ohio. Well, yeah, Pflueger was actually headquartered in and about the Akron area. It's a beautiful example of an older reel. It's the German silver side plate on the reel. It's in nice condition. It's got some monofilament line on it. We'll get rid of that. I'm going to take that apart and service that reel. I'm going to check to see if I have a Pflueger in the library, and if I don't, I will be happy to do a video on that one. Next up then comes a reel from DeCarlos out in Maryland. It's an Ambassador. It's the Ambassador, trying to find out the 5500 C3. So this is a nice example. A lot of these reels were made. He says that this one is squealing when he goes to cast. Well, I can't find that out right now, but that's generally a sign that the bearings need some oil. So I'm going to take this apart. I know I have quite a few of the Ambassador reels in my library. I'll check to see if I have the 5500 C3. If I don't, I'll be happy to do that. I just got a question in our comments section. It says they were asking about the 6501 C3 and asked if this line guide moves when you cast. Well, the answer is it does. And the reason for that is that The drive for the line guide is actually spool driven, and it's on a non-gear side of the reel. So when the reel is turning, it's still driving the plastic idler gear, which is driving the worm gear, which drives the line guide. And they wanted to know, is there a way to disable that, because they sacrifice spool speed and they sacrifice casting distance because it's being slowed, because the line guide is being driven while it's in free spool. And the only answer to that is you have to disassemble and remove the line guide if that's what your goal is to increase your casting distance. Of course, if you increase your casting distance, unfortunately, by taking the line guide out, you've lost the ability to even spool it. And one of the problems with this one is actually trying to line it up with this big bar in between there. So I don't recommend that. There are other reels out there that don't have that feature. I would go with one of those as an alternative to disabling that line guide. So that's from DeCarlos. We have a box that came in here. This one has come in from the president of the local fishing club, the Saltwater Anglers of Bergen County. His name is John. And I would tell you, if you're serious about this stuff, check out your local fishing clubs. The local fishing clubs can provide a lot of information. It's a great place to meet, and it's a great place to learn a lot of tips and techniques for fishing. Whether you're new or an experienced angler, local fishing clubs are a great place to get a lot of information and to build some friendships. We have an Okuma here, right? The Okuma Classic. This one shares a lot of techniques with the Shakespeare Tidewater series. I believe I've done one on that, but I'll have to go back and check. I think I'll do one on this anyway. John just said that this is in for a regular tune-up, so we'll get that one done. And let's see what else he's sending me here. And he's sending me a Charter Special, a Shimano Charter Special lever drag reel. These are always interesting. I probably will do a video on this one. John has some beautiful reels. This one's a beautiful reel. It's probably just in for a tune-up. We'll see. Nope. Well, okay, yeah. All right, so we'll see what we can do. The Charter Special TR 2000 lever drag reel. Consider that one a subject for a video. And then we have another one in here. This one comes from, who does this come from? This comes from Virginia Beach, from Mark. Mark was going to send me some baitcasters. I haven't done some baitcasters in a while. And here we go. We have, I believe it's a Daiwa. It's a Team Daiwa 103 HVA, whatever those initials stand for. And let's see, I don't think there's a problem with them. I think they're probably just in for tune-up. There's a pair of these. This is a good time of year to go out and, just clean and grease both reels. It's a good time to go do that, right? It's the winter time, and you got some downtime fishing. It's a good time to get ready for the spring. And one of the ways to do that is something that Mark has already done. Remove all of your line from the reel, and then do a basic tune-up on this. So we'll show you how to tune this one up. And I know I don't have that one in my lot, so we'll go ahead and do that. Next pile comes up from John. And John has sent me one of them is a 103, it's the 113, 4.0 Senator. This one's got a lot of corrosion on it, and I've had a lot of questions about corrosion and cleaning up old reels. We may use it for that. I know I've done the 4.0 Senator. This one's very tight, and it's got a lot of corrosion on it. It's probably been sitting around a while. That's a good candidate for a video. Let's see what else we have right here. We have a 209 Penn Pier. I've done plenty of videos on the series. This one again has got a lot of corrosion on it. We're going to work on that. Every day is kind of like Christmas around here. This one's certainly well packed. Okay, we have another Senator This one's, again, another 4.0. And it's got a bent handle. So, we'll see what we can do about that. So, okay. I think that's it from John. Yep. And one more. And this one comes in from Eric in Michigan. I think, yep, he's, Eric is sending me two 330 GT2s. So the GT2 is the first series of reels that were made in China. So this one's about 2005. It's in beautiful condition. I think the run went from 2005 to 2008. So if you have the 330 GT, it was made in the US. If you have the 330 GT2, it was the first edition of the Chinese-made reels. And all you'll get is made by Penn Reels. You won't get made by Penn Reels in Philadelphia on those readings if you're curious about that. Same Penn quality, beautiful reel. He's got a problem with the drag washers in one of these. And what we'll do is we're going to replace the drag washers on both of them. I talked to Eric and it made sense for him to do that. So we'll get on those this week as well. And then finally, this one, just every now and then I clean up my workbench and I find something that's been around a while. I know I've been doing all of these direct drive and level wind reels. Well, here's the Penn direct drive reel. It's the Penn 77. It was one of the earliest reels that Penn made. This one is just kind of baffling to me. It's very, very tight. I'm thinking that there's broken line in here because it's just very difficult to turn, and that's unusual for this reel. So there's either broken line or something. This spool is dead tight. There is no adjustment for the spool, so that should be turning more freely than this. There's only a big and a little gear inside. That's what drives these things. And I'm going to take this one apart and see, and it might make sense to do this as a video just to show you why reels fail. So that's what's kind of on the agenda. I'm currently working in the background. You may see it. I'm currently working on a Penn spin fisher. It's the I believe it's the 4500, and this one came in a little bit earlier prior to the preview from William. Yeah, this is a 450 SS. This one's just in for a general cleaning and a tune-up, and other things do show up from my shop from time to time. But I'd like to grab as many of these into critical mass when the UPS and the postman show up, and kind of give you previews and a look into what it is that I'm working on. So if you like these videos, if you want to see one of the ones that I don't plan to do a video on, let me know. If you have questions, please leave them in the comment section. If you're working on a reel and you're stuck, the comment section is the best way to reach me as well. And again, I ask you to subscribe. That way you'll see the ones that I'm working on. You'll learn a little bit more about fishing reels, and you'll have the opportunity to gain some insight into how these reels are made and why they're popular. And then finally, if you have reels that need to be repaired, well, you see I do a lot of repair by mail, and just contact me on the business card that follows. I will be happy to provide you with the repair information. So this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, asking you to please stay safe, stay well, and stay fishing. And if you're a first responder or essential personnel, thank you for all you're doing to help us overcome the challenges of this pandemic. Your efforts truly are appreciated. So with that, have a great day. Thank you for watching.